And just like you would stop reading a book at some point because you feel lost and not considered, the exam corrector would stop correcting your essay at some point. ومن بعد يجوا لي ستوديون يقول لك اليونيفرسيتي تيتشرز كيجوا يكوريجيو الورق يرميوهم في السماء واللي جاوا فوق الطابلة يدوا فوق العشرة واللي تحت. I mean, come on. Hello everyone and welcome back to our feedback series. Many students mistakenly perceive writing as a solitary activity similar to a monologue where they are the only ones involved, such as speaking to oneself. However, in reality, much like speaking, writing is another form of communication where the writer communicates with the reader. So it's like a dialogue between them, and in the context of university tests and exams, the reader is the one who evaluates the written work. It is the examiner. Now imagine reading a book where the writer does not take you into consideration. I mean, they just present their work or their ideas randomly, without any reasoning, coherence, without evidence, and then you're just left there with many questions, and at some point you will be lost. Are you going to keep reading the book? Of course not. At some point you just throw the book away and read something better. Now that's exactly what some students try to do to the exam correctors. They just present their ideas out of the blue without any logic just because they made sense to them. But the question is, do these ideas make sense to the reader? And just like you would stop reading a book at some point because you feel lost and not considered, the exam corrector would stop correcting your essay at some point because they feel like you're playing around with them and wasting their time, especially at national exams where the exam correctors don't even know you and still have hundreds of papers waiting. They definitely stop correcting at some point. Now the question is, how do I write my essay while keeping my reader in mind? Good. Now we're on the same page. In order to do that, the ideas you present must be transparent. Avoid using vague language. And just like answering a maths question, when كيما الأستاذ تاع الرياضيات يقول التلاميذ وروا لي كامل الخطوات في الورقة، كتبوا لي كاع الخطوات باش نفهم هذه النتيجة إذا راكم على بالكم منين جات ولا جبتوها غير من ولا من. That's exactly the case with essay writing. You need to show your reader that you know everything and that you understand, and in order to do that, you have to be concise and precise and avoid waffle at all costs. Make sure not to lose your reader at any point. And when you do this, the exam corrector can never do you wrong. ومن بعد يجوا لي ستوديون يقول لك اليونيفرسيتي تيتشرز كيجوا يكوريجيو الورق يرميوهم في السماء واللي جاوا فوق الطابلة يدوا فوق العشرة واللي تحت. I mean, come on. Who would do this? The thing is that oftentimes students are too consumed by the content that they forget about or they neglect the writing part. But university teachers want you to understand that both parts are as important. And believe me, sometimes the way you present your ideas is more important than the content itself. To sum up, in order to write stellar essays, you have to be transparent in presenting your ideas, avoid waffling, and always keep your reader in mind.